My name is Taina, and I'm so happy to be here teaching a Yin class for you all. Today we'll be doing a lot of restorative because I wanted to remind everyone that restorative it isn't selfish, right? In these times, I think it's all about really establishing your life force equilibrium. And we can really utilize yoga as a tool through the ups and downs of life. I think a lot of us are feeling really depleted, really unsure, and maybe even thinking that self-care is a little selfish in these times because there's so much going on in the world. So what I'd love to offer you today is some strength, but also balanced with some ease. And in Sanskrit, we call that sthira sukha. So it translates as strong and steady, but stable, right? And I think a lot of us can use some of that knowledge that it's okay to be working on that side of strength while also trying to ease the body and mind and bring those together as a collective to create that steadiness and ease so that you can maneuver your way through this world that we're living in at this point. So I would offer you today, I'm sitting on a nice cushion. A blanket is also really great for our practice, a couple blocks. And with that, just find a nice, comfortable seat. So I have my legs crossed, I'm sitting on a bolster. What you want is your shoulders on top of your hips, your knees a little bit below your hips so that you can find a nice tall frame. So find your spine really long and strong. So we're finding that balance, that base, that strength, but with ease, right? So release your shoulders down and away from your ears. Maybe bring your palms to the tops of your thighs. Maybe give a little swoosh, a swirl of your hands on your thighs just to give yourself that sense of safety, security, of ease. And maybe even close your eyes or bring your gaze down and in front of your mat. If you don't want to close your eyes all the way. And then together, let's find some stillness. Start by checking in, noticing where you're at in this moment. Maybe this is the first of many things that are scheduled throughout your day. Maybe this is the only thing on your calendar. Either way, just know that you're here in this moment to find that steadiness, to find that ease. And let's start with the breath. So recognize what your inhales and your exhales are feeling like in this moment. Take a few breaths and recognize if they're short and choppy or rushed. And allow yourself some space to slow things down. Allow yourself some space to let something go, maybe on this next exhale. Notice by scanning from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, notice if there's anything stuck or tight or tense. Maybe send your next breath to wherever you found that location in your body or in your spirit. It's in these moments here on our mat that we are afforded the opportunity to pay attention to those little details. Because that little sense of stuckness or tightness or tension in your lower back or your side body or your neck that relates to or is manifested by something that's going on in the outside world. So as you are taking this time to restore for self-care, use it also as an opportunity to see where you're at in this moment. Recognize something that you might ignore all day long. And even if you only find one little teeny tight space of tension, or if you feel like your entire body is a stress ball, that entire spectrum is totally okay. It's all normal. We're all going through a collective stressful situation on top of everything that we have going on in our individual lives. So know that this hour of practice is for you to find that steadiness, that strength, that ease. Now that you've found centering breath, let's take 3 collective inhales and exhales as a group. Start by releasing all the air from your lungs. On an inhale through the nose, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Again, we breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Biggest breath of the day. I want to hear it from everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Slowly start to shimmy your shoulders, maybe closer to your ears, and then down your back. Start to awaken the body now that it's found that ease, that relaxation that we can begin again to build on. And then maybe go the opposite direction. Lift your shoulders up and forward. And then bring your fingers, maybe give yourself a few snaps or wiggles, rotate through the wrists. Give yourself a rainbow, fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, cactus the arms, open up through the front line of the body, shine your heart forward. And then inhale, reach high again. One more, exhale, cactus arms, heart forward. And then slowly rainbow the palms to heart center. Tuck your thumbs at the center line of your body, like your thumbs are reaching for your heart. Your heart is pressing into your thumbs. I'd offer you this moment to come to your own personal intention for class. Maybe for this hour or for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week or beyond. Find a word, a phrase, even a personal mantra, or I offer you stira sukha, steadiness and ease. Once you've come to your personal intention, again, take a sip of air through your nose, fill up. And exhale that intention out into the room. Slowly release your palms and unbend your knees. And if you're sitting on something, you can come off of that block or bolster. And first off, we're gonna take a Janu Shavasana or a one-legged dragonfly. So everybody, I'll mirror you. So everybody can start on the right-hand side. You'll bring your right leg out long. Your left leg will come to the inside of your thigh. Now you can also, if you have knee issues or feel tight in your hips, you can just bring let the leg out in front of you. Whatever feels comfortable for you. If also you do have a really tight lower back, you can sit on maybe a double folded blanket or even that bolster again. Another option, bend the back of your knee, maybe even slip a block under your knee. When you're ready, square your hips off to the front of the room. Lift your arms up to the sky. Rotate your chest towards your toes and slowly release your palms to the earth. Now, before you release your chin to chest or your forehead towards the ground, find that length of the spine. So feel both cheeks of your glutes deep into the earth. Find a long spine. So from the tailbone through the crown of your head, feel that one single line of energy and energetically press your heart towards your leg. Find an inhale breath, and even if it's just in your mind, lengthen from tailbone through the crown of your head. Slight tuck of the chin to alleviate any tension on the back of the neck. And exhale once again. From here, if you'd like to take it into a bit more depth, you can bring your palms or your forearms to the tops of blocks and release your chin towards your chest. You can also bring your fingers towards your feet and release. Remember, it's always nice to have a bend in the back of the knee to release any of that tension or tightness or pain behind the knee. Today we'll be holding our postures anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So go ahead and sit with that intensity that some of these postures might hold in your body. Remember that anything like electricity or pain or too much sensation, just pull back from the posture, maybe add a blanket or a block underneath, or even come all the way out and just come to a seated posture, focusing on opening up through the hips, maybe even flexing the toes towards the face. Allow yourself to find breath. Allow yourself to just focus on this moment. It's okay to release and relinquish the to-do list. To let those emails sit in the inbox, they're not going anywhere. Restoration isn't selfish. It's reestablishing your life force energy. That energy that we need in order to move forward, not only throughout our day, but the entirety of our life. Take another full inhale, and then let it go, exhale. And then use your palms to walk yourself back up to a tall seat. Bring your left palm behind your hip, and then press into the shin of your left leg and lift your hips to the sky. Maybe even bring your right palm long behind you for just a frontline opener of the body. Take a nice deep breath here, inhale. Exhale, slowly release. And you'll bring your left leg out long, and we'll take it to the other side. So you might want to move your props to the other side of your mat, and then bring your right foot into the inside of your thigh. Find a tall seat here. Inhale, reach the fingers to the sky. Exhale, rotate the torso to the toes and slowly release the palms towards the floor. Now again, just like we did on the other side, find length through the spine. A slight tuck of the chin to create that single line of energy from tailbone through the crown of your head. Deep breath, breathe in. Breathe out. From here, you can bend the elbows, reach the palms to the foot, or even bring blocks underneath your palms, or maybe even option to bring a bolster or a blanket on top of your leg so that you can bring the ground closer to you. Wherever you're at, find that breath. Find that comfortable, nourishing inhale. And that happy, relaxed exhale. Maybe even your exhale feels so good, like you're letting something go, that a smile comes to your lips to replace it, whatever you left. Whatever you no longer need, let that smile signify the room that you have to bring in something good, something positive in its wake. As you are here, focus on the length from your tailbone through the crown of your head, but also the ease that you might find from the extended leg to the heel. Maybe that means bending the knee just a little bit more. Maybe that means paying attention to the breath. Find space for another inhale and exhale. And slowly walk your palms back towards a tall seat. And we'll take that rock star. Again, bring the right palm to the outside of your hip. Press into the shin and lift your hips towards the sky. Point your left toes and reach long all the way to the middle finger of the left palm. Slowly swoop the palm down as you release your hips. And we'll take full dragonfly from here. Release both heels out wide. So you can take any V position here on the mat. You'll want your props, you'll want some blocks because this is a forward fold that you'll be taking with your body. Start by finding a tall seat And then recognize if you need to remove some of the flesh underneath your sit bones to find a bit more openness in the chest and lift in the torso. You might want to bring your bolster in front of you. Again, find fingertips to the sky, gaze towards the clouds, even if you're at home, you know they're outside. And then slowly exhale and hinge at the hips. Keep your glutes grounded and find your palms to the earth. Maybe find that first breath in a straight spine before you drop your chin towards your chest or towards blocks or towards the earth. This is one of our longer holds. So do take notice if immediately you're finding it hard to take easy, long breaths. Maybe you want to pull back from the posture or add a block, one on top of another, to create a more accessible tower for you. Maybe you want to hug your arms around your bolster. Wherever you're at, continue to recognize your inhales and exhales. Continue to let go of something, maybe physical, but also maybe something that's swimming in the mind. You can take care of it later. I'll offer one of my favorite passages from a book I'm reading called the Mahabharata. It's a version by Carol Satyamoorthy, and the Mahabharata is an Indian epic that was written anywhere from 300 BCE to 200 CE, and within it is the Bhagavad Gita, and it's ultimately, just like many of the odysseys and epics within our humanity's history, it's a story about finding your true path and listening to that internal dharma. It's about the struggle between light and darkness and good and evil. And it's in these times that I think it's important to recognize that steadiness and ease that comes with balance, that comes at finding center. And this passage speaks to it in so many ways. It says, "Do not get caught up in pairs of opposites, pain and pleasure, failure and success, but rather be strong-minded, equable. Let your action be informed by discipline. Practice contemplation, undiverted by those who claim that they have all the answers, by those who are addicted to results. Cultivate a calm and stable mind. Cultivate your own right understanding. Only then will you escape delusion, suffering, attachment to the outcome." Draw in breath through the nose. And release it over your lips. Use your palms in front of you to walk yourself back up to a tall seat. When you are up, bring your palms behind you. And you can either bend your knees or keep them straight. And you don't have to lift high, but just lift your hips off the earth. Open up that front line of the body, engage your glutes. And then come back up to a tall seat. From here, we'll take square pose, which is one of my favorite poses because it gets the glutes, gets the back line of the legs, but it's also a nice flexion of the spine. So start with your left leg on the bottom, your right leg on top. So you'll want to make a 7-ish shape with your bottom leg, and then a 7-ish shape with your top leg. Now a lot of times I like to provide some support to create equanimity in my sides. So I like to use a block or a blanket underneath my top knee. From here, you can bring back your blocks. And again, we'll lift the fingers towards the sky and slowly release the palms. Now remember, your blocks have many different heights. Where you'll want to play with that is on your forward fold. So you can, depending on your flexibility, but also the depth that you want to take it today, you can have different heights of your block. Now this isn't a competition with yourself. We're trying to restore, we're trying to replenish. So my suggestion would be to take a higher height than maybe you would normally take, and then ease into it. We'll have about 3 minutes on each side of this posture, so maybe halfway through you lower the block. That way you're going into not only this posture, but maybe a mentality for life of, instead of just rushing through the door, take a moment to ease in. Wherever you're at, don't forget your breath. So important to keep oxygenating the blood and continue that cleansing internal process. as we prepare to release the posture, first find an inhale breath and an exhale breath. And then use your mind's eye to picture yourself slowly coming back up to a tall seat. And only once you've done it with your mind, then start to walk your palms towards your shins and start to lengthen through the spine. From here, shimmy the shoulders. And then let's take a side body stretch. So bring your right palm to the outside of your hip, your left palm up and over, and reach like a half crescent or a crescent moon up and over. Maybe gaze to the palm or out long in front of you. And slowly release the palm to the other side, half moon stretch. And then lift up. Let's take a nice twist to the right. So bring your right palm to the outside of your glute, your left palm to the outside of your thigh. Use that leverage to open your heart towards the right side of the room. Maybe your gaze moves over your shoulder. Find a deep breath as you imagine your spine lengthening towards the sky. On your exhale, maybe a little bit deeper of a twist. Slowly unwind and just take a opposing twist to the other side. We'll make sure to get it when we swap legs. And then come back through center. Maybe lean back on your palms, windshield wiper your knees, left and right, right and left. And then let's take our square pose on the opposite side. So this time, right foot is on the bottom, left leg is on the top. And again, find your props. So one nice thing is props can be really handy when it comes to differences on either side of your body. So I always know that my right side is much tighter than my left, so I need to fill in some gaps here. Flex the toes to protect the knee on the top leg and even the bottom, that helps. And bring your blocks back. Find an inhale breath, fingers to the sky. And then exhale, slowly release. This will be a nice, where you should possibly feel this stretch or this posture's point of intensity might be in the back line of the glute and hamstring. It should feel like a deep stretch within the belly of the muscle. If it's too sharp or electric, like I mentioned before, maybe find a higher position with your block. Engage the breath subtly. Let go of the outside distractions, if possible. And let yourself be present in this moment. Let yourself awaken to the possibility that all you need to do in this moment is be here and now. And just like any other muscle or part of the body that needs to be trained, your brain is just the same. So don't expect the outside world to vanish as soon as you close your eyes or step on your mat. Know that it's an active endeavor, a lifelong endeavor, to find that stillness, even just for a moment. space for another inhale and exhale. And then again, before you lift your torso, imagine one vertebra at a time, your spine coming back into place as you stack. And then slowly bring your palms to the earth, walk your palms back towards your knees. Shimmy the shoulders, then side body stretch. Bring your left arm to the outside, right arm up and over. Swap it out, palm to the earth. And then slowly move into a twist towards the left. Bring your left palm to the outside of your hip, right palm to the outside of your top thigh. Use that for a little light leverage as you twist open towards the left side of the room. Try and avoid slumping forward and lengthen through the spine. Press into the glutes, open through the chest. Inhale, breath here. Exhale. Slowly release and find that counter twist. And then unhinge your knees, bring the feet to the earth, and rock side to side. From here, we'll take a supported butterfly pose and open up the inside of our thighs and open up the heart center. So you can take your blanket, your bolster, maybe even top your blocks off with a bolster and sit on your blanket. There's a lot of different options. You can also just lay on the floor. We'll start in feet to the earth, knees to the sky, and then slowly release yourself onto the little ramp that you've built. This will help open up your heart towards the sun, and then you can start to open up your knees towards either side of your mat. If it works for you, you can bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Always an option to bring blocks or a pillow or books even underneath your thighs on the outside to help with that angulature of the knees and the legs. This can be a very intense posture as the heart is exposed, the throat is exposed, the belly is exposed. Those are all parts of our being that we typically shield away from the world. But as you create that strength, that steadiness, know that sharing your vulnerabilities will start to become easier. Know that embracing both the light and the dark sides of life might come just a little bit easier. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. And like the waves of the ocean, feel your belly and your chest rise and fall with every inhale and exhale. On an inhale breath, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And take 3 meditative breaths, reconnecting with your inner self, reconnecting with that centeredness within us all. When you're ready, you can release to either side of your little bolster creation and take a fetal position. Bend your knees towards your chest, bring your top palm into the earth, and rest your cheek on the belly of your bicep. Slowly lift yourself back up, press your palms into the earth, and we'll set up for a supported child's pose. So I like to bring a blanket under the knees. I like to have a bolster underneath me and maybe separate out your blocks. You'll bring your wide knees to the edges of your mat, toes behind you towards touching, they don't have to touch. And then you can release your chest onto your bolster blanket, hug your arms underneath, and maybe gaze to one side with your cheek. It's a very similar posture to what we've been taking, or what we just took, just opposing and using gravity as a mechanism to open up the hips, the inside of our thighs, the lower back, and lengthen through the spine. This is the halfway mark, so go ahead and switch your gaze if you took one direction on your pillow. When you're ready, slowly bring your palms to the earth and come to tabletop pose, hands and knees. You can remove your bolster and blocks to either side. And take cat-cow here. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, press the heart through to the front line of your mat. On an exhale, round, tuck and curl, press through the palms, chin to chest, shoulders pressed towards the sky. Take a few more in your own body with your own breath. Maybe even add some organic movement, left and right. From here, we'll set up our final posture before Shavasana, which is a sleeping swan or half pigeon, depending on where you're coming from. From here, we'll set up. You may want blocks and bolsters handy. You can start by standing on your knees and bringing your right foot forward on your mat. Start to bring your toes to the opposite end, bring your palms down to the earth, and create a 7 shape with that front leg. Untuck your back toes and use your palms to either side of your hip to open up through the front body and feel a nice elongation from your back toe all the way up through the crown of your head. From here, you can use blocks to slip under your back glute, maybe even a bolster underneath your palms. You can stay here, or you can slowly release down to your elbows, maybe even all the way down to your chest. But take the posture that feels good. If this is intense on your knees or any other part of your body, you can also take a supine figure 4 by rolling over to your backside and bringing one leg across the thigh or one ankle across the thigh, clasping the backside of your opposing thigh, maybe even lifting your toes for an additional stretch. Do what feels good in your body. You're in supine figure 4. Slowly release and swap out your legs. If you're in half pigeon, you'll want to come back up to your palms, open up through the front line of your body once again, and then go ahead and sit back onto your glute and bring your opposite leg in front, or maybe even find tabletop pose and start it all over again. Come to standing on your knees, release your foot forward, and then bring it to a 7. Back foot becomes untucked. Lift the heart, press through the palms, and then use your blocks to fill in any gaps for support. Maybe even find your place, palms on the earth, forearms on a pillow or a blanket. This is your opportunity to relax your face, relax your head, your neck, your shoulders, and round forward. from Sleeping Swan. Bring your palms to the earth. Open up your heart center. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Remove your blocks and your bolsters and come back down to your seat and prepare yourself for our final posture, Shavasana. You can remove all of the elements off your mat. Maybe even add a blanket underneath your neck or your head. Maybe even a bolster underneath the knees as you slowly release all the way down on the mat. Take up as much space as you desire. And for one last effort, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Release any remaining tension. Unhinge your jaw, let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyes roll to the back of their sockets. And just be here, present in this moment. Even let go of the breath. Close your eyes and option to focus on the mid-center of your eyebrows, that third eye center. I offer you the opportunity to continue to rest here in Shavasana for as long as you wish. Or if you're ready to reawaken with steadiness and ease, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a full body stretch. Bring your palms over your head, your toes reach towards the front of your mat. Option here to hug your knees into your chest and give yourself the biggest, fullest hug that you've received all day. And then roll to your favorite side. Find that fetal position once again, signifying rebirth and renewal, a new beginning. You speak as if life were all there is, but is just one brief embodiment of the indestructible, eternal soul. Bodies are born, they flourish, age, and die, but the soul, part of that great spirit that infuses everything that exists, was never born and cannot be killed. That soul, the witness of our every thought and action, persists from one life to the next. It sloughs off its old and outworn body as one discards old clothes and puts on new. Wise people know this and do not lament. You need to refine your understanding. In this life, nothing is permanent. When you're ready, slowly make your way to a tall seat with legs crossed or extended. Close your eyes and bring your palms to heart center. We'll take 3 collective breaths to end our practice in unison. Start by releasing all the air from your lips. Take a deep breath in through the nose. A releasing breath. Again, we breathe together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, breath. Let it go. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, the seat of intuition, where love meets light and we strive to be one. I bow to you in gratitude, in strength and ease. Om Shanti Shanti, peace be with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you find some steadiness and ease to walk out off your mat and into maybe not the world, but your kitchen or your living room or your bathroom or around the block. It was so nice to practice with you all, and let's do it again soon.